Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. And today we're going to be talking about 3 things that make you stress during college and 3 things that de-stress you during college. Okay, 3 things you become stressed by during college. First thing for me is deadlines, because it feels like it's never ending until the point of the deadline. You're just constantly thinking about it. It's like a snowball effect, and you're like, okay, it's due this day. I need to do this much. I need to do that much. I should get this done by that date, and then I have enough time to get this much done before the deadline. It's chaotic in this mind of mine, and deadlines take a good chunk about it, because like I write it down, I think about it, I see how I can improve it. I can see if I'm able to be able to not procrastinate and actually do it a couple days before, or whatever goes. But deadlines is definitely the first thing. Second on the list of things that stress me out during college, exams. No doubt about it, exams for sure. That's 100%. Exams, oh my goodness. Studying for the exam is stressful, so much hours and sweat and tears and blood and everything. Probably not blood, but yeah, a lot of work to get prepped for the exam. And you can't forget about right before the exam. I mean, I'm the type of person, I listen to motivational videos and motivational music before taking my exam, because if I'm not that, I'm just thinking, I'm like using the restroom like every minute, and I'm sweating sometimes, and it's a stressful situation because that's just before the exam. And then during the exam, I feel like the weight is lifted off my shoulders, but it's still being pressed down, so it's like halfway there, you know what I mean? Where like someone is like holding a weight, and like, okay, I'm at 50%, like halfway done, I'm gonna keep holding it there for like until I finish. So yeah, it's pretty chaotic during the exam as well. You're trying to rush and everything, especially when it's timed within like 50 minutes or like an hour, like 2 hours, and like you're like, I need to get this much done, and like a lot of people, I'm pretty sure they have strategies. Like my type of strategy is like, I go from the back to the front. So I start right at the end with the big questions, and I invest all my knowledge at the beginning of the exam. And like, where I'm not stressed out when I'm like 40 minutes in, but I use all my mental strength for the questions at the end, because they're usually going to be the ones that are consisting of a lot of points. So I focus on those, and then I move on to the beginning. So like a regular exam format, to be honest, is like introductory questions, so like multiple choice, true and false, and then from there you move on to like short answers, and then you move on to like diagrams and like essay questions. So like that's basically it. But I usually start at the end, and then I go towards the beginning, which is really weird, but that's what I like to do. And after the exam, I'm in a happy mood sometimes if I know I did well, and I'm in a happy mood because I'm done with the exam. It's weight off my shoulders 100% instead of 50%, and I can like go on with my day, and I just go home and like de-stress and like do my own thing, and then focus for the next exam, for the next assignment. But it's quite a journey when you're taking an exam, and prepping for the exam and after the exam. But yeah, I like the experience, because I feel like it's very character building. Okay, let's move on to the third one. Third thing on things that give me stress during college is group projects. Fortunately enough, I've never been in a situation where someone that's in the group slacks off heavy. I've been in groups where like slack a little bit, but like not slack off heavy. Like I've heard like in other situations where the person's not even there, he doesn't even care, he's just, whatever, he's like, it's not my business, even though it is his business. But yeah, being in a group project and dedicating one part of the project to that person, and they don't follow through, it sucks. Like it sucks a lot. Like or like, let's say for a presentation, like it's like a 2-person presentation, and I got 50%, and the other person has 50%, and I go all out, I go in, I 100%, and the other person, he's like, they just say a couple words on the slide and then move on, and like I have like a whole note card. Like it's like, it's kind of obvious, like like who put in the effort, and like professor's gonna notice that. But it's way more like comforting when you have someone that's actually there and like actually wants to learn the material, and like transmit the material in a group project, and show the effort, compared to like someone just slacking off. But anyways, don't be that person. Be a good person, put 100% get that group project done, and like everyone has a good time at the end, and then maybe you become friends with them, and you know them for the rest of the time that you're in college. And it's really nice to have those kind of connections and be like, yeah, we started out in a group project, and now we're best buds. So yeah, good stuff. And that's basically the 3 things that stressed me out during college. Now we're gonna move on to the 3 things that help me de-stress from college. So the first thing that helps me de-stress during college is pumping iron. Pumping iron for sure, because when you're mad about something, when you're mad about an assignment or an exam or like something you didn't do as good as you wanted to, go to the gym, pumping out that weight, pumping iron, letting out that anger. Sometimes maybe I go a little bit overboard sometimes. Like sometimes I like to do power cleans and I don't know, I'm not sure if they're Olympic lifts or whatever, but like the type of lifts where you just like pop the weight over and like it's like sort of like like on your shoulders and stuff. Like I like that a lot. And like sometimes I go a little bit too overboard. I'm like I'm going ham. I'm like sometimes people are like looking at me like, what is he doing? But I like to do that, and I like to de-stress a lot at the gym. So yeah, pumping iron is real fun. And like not only are you de-stressing from college, but a lot of health benefits, extreme health benefits, if you do it properly, because you can get a lot of nasty health negatives from that instead of positives if you don't do it correctly, like injuries, etc., etc. You don't want that. Like I have injuries in my shoulders and my knees and my hips. It's chaotic, and that's because I've been like pumping iron for a good amount of time, even though it's in the show right now, because because I went back home and like I've just been trying to focus on like accumulate money and school, so like work in school. And especially when I'm paying for the gym over there at Central, but I'm over here in Quincy, it's pretty chaotic. So right now I'm not at my optimal physique as I should be, but like sometimes you have to like budget time for other things instead of just pumping iron. You have to go to a job, or you have to go do this assignment, and it happens, but as long as you're in a happy state and you're good. But yeah, sidetracked. Anyways, pumping iron is nice, and I highly recommend it, and it's gonna help you in the long run if you do it correctly. All right, second thing next. Okay, working on a car. I love working on my car. Absolutely, 110%. I love working on my car. Why? Because it's a passion. It's type of my passion. It's a hobby. It's something I grew up with, and I've always had an interest in cars. I always wanted to work on them when I was younger. I always played with the little Hot Wheels. Like I was that type of kid. And now that I have my own car and I can like wrench on it and like do my own thing, it's quite exciting. It's really exciting actually. And it helped me develop a lot of skills, a lot of analytical thinking, a lot of where does this go, where does that go, a lot of planning, a lot of time management. Like, okay, I got to get this part on by the end of the day, or like stuff of that area. And like let's do a little comparison. So the human body, excuse me, I had to burp. Okay, but like the human body and the car. Okay, let's look at it. It's like the suspension. The wheels and tires and everything that connects it to the body could be looked at as like the legs and the arms, right? And then the body of the car, of course, like the body panels and the doors and like the trunk and everything, that can be like the torso, right? And then like the head can be you driving on the steering wheel, and like the cockpit, I guess you can say, of the car, like right there. And then you have the engine. And the engine can be considered like the systems within the body, like the circulatory system, the digestive system, the nervous system, all that good stuff. And then you have the brain, and the brain can be considered the ECU. And the ECU is the computer of the car. It tells everything where to go and what to do. So it can be a little bit of comparison of like the body and the car, and like I like that because I like both things, and being able to like place that into this is nice to do. So let's go on to the third thing. So for some reason, like social media has been taking a large chunk of people's lives nowadays, and in particular, I'm not sure if it's considered social media or like some type of platform within that area. The internet platform is YouTube for me. I love YouTube. I mean, not only do I love uploading videos, but I love watching videos about my hobbies and the things that I love. Like right now, currently, I'm looking at tuning, and like tuning is it can be looked in a bunch of aspects, like tuning a guitar, tuning a piano, or fine tuning other stuff. There's so many things, but I don't want to bore you with the list. But me, like tuning a car, like For example, in the aftermarket area of the car industry, you put this part on the car and it makes it faster, you know, but it doesn't really make it faster because the computer, the brain of the car, it's still used to the old thing, you know. So when you put that new thing on, it's gonna help a little bit, but it's not gonna help as much as you want it to. So you tune the car for it to run better with that part you put on there. So it becomes stronger, it becomes better, it becomes more efficient, it performs better. So I would like to like do that. Like, you know, if I feel like I'd be like a surgeon on the surgery table, and like, you know, I'm dissecting the person, but instead I'm just dissecting the car and I'm just running it through a computer. I feel like I like those two things. And like, although I do like the aspect of working on a person, like I feel like I've gained more interest from working on the car and like, you know, dissecting that instead. And thankfully enough, I was able to like, you know, develop a passion within the car industry. So I'm able to watch YouTube videos on that and I'm able to gain from it. And one thing I would highly recommend is to find your passion. Find something you love. Find something that at the beginning of the day you start, and by the end of the day it's like that. And although it's not a good thing that the day goes by so fast, but it's a good thing because you're having fun and you're happy about doing what you love. When you're in a situation where it's taking so long for the day to go by in that area and whatever you're working at, that's when it's a problem, because you don't like it, because you just want it to be over with and you didn't really have an interest for it. So when you do find that passion, and it's like you're not even working a single day in your life, and you know, you just, time is flying by, you're having a good time, and you know, that's what you want. So yeah, that's basically what I would say is a good thing. So all right, good stuff. Just a little bonus section, so I don't want to, you know, just give you 6 things. Let's give you 9 things. So 3 things that are out of your control when it comes to stress. So the first thing is, or basically the first and last thing and second thing is, nothing is ever out of your control. Nothing. Everything comes with the action, with the purpose, with when you did it, why you did it, you know, what's the purpose of it, I mean, etc., etc. So nothing is ever out of your control. Well, of course, there's certain circumstances, like, you know, when you're getting kidnapped, I mean, of course, that's out of your control because someone else is doing it. But like, you know, your own personal actions, like, you know, everything happening for a reason, I'm sure you know that saying, is because of your personal actions. Like, you know, you do this, like you don't wake up until 10 a.m. and you usually wake up at 7, so you shaved off 3 hours of that day. And now when you said that you were going to do that thing, like get that assignment done, you could have got it done in those 3 hours, but now you have a reduced time frame, and now you have to do it even faster, or you have to shift out other things from your schedule before you can squeeze that in there. So that's just an example. There's plenty of other examples of where you did something and there's going to be an effect for it. So just remember that everything you do is going to have an effect no matter what. In the future, maybe it's going to be now, maybe it's going to be tomorrow, maybe it's going to be the next day, maybe it's going to be in 2 years. But everything does have an effect. So make sure you're doing everything with a purpose, not just doing it just to get by. Because once you start doing things to get by on a daily basis, that's when you start to realize nothing is changing and everything's the exact same, and that's when you start to get bored. And scratch that. Something is changing. You're changing. You're getting older. You're dying. I mean, I don't want to be blunt, but yeah, it's true. And you want to be in a predicament where you're happy and you're doing the things you want and you're living, and you're just not doing it for a regular daily basis, but you know, doing it because that's the purpose, and you know it's going to benefit you in the future. You know, we're always thinking towards the future. You can't think about the past because it already happened. Future hasn't happened technically yet, but it can happen from the things that you do in the present. So the things that you do in the present are going to affect your future, but can't affect your past. So everything that you do now is going to help you in the future, or maybe negatively affect you. But like, just make sure that you're doing everything with a reason. So yeah, that's basically the first, second, and third thing that is out of your control when it comes to stress, which is nothing is out of your control. And you know, that basically concludes the video. And I appreciate you tuning in. And you know, let's carry on. If you're a student from Central Washington University and you're part of the GERA program and you're an incoming freshman, make sure to hit me up and text message me on my social media platforms and say, hey, I watched the video, I loved it. You know, kind of get some more advice, or kind of get some more input, you know, because I'm always here to help. And you know, I'm just a free resource, you know, and I love to be that type of person that you know, people are able to come to and like, you know, ask questions. And you know, let's develop together. Let's grow together. So yeah, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.